Hi, everybody. Welcome to EdTech Talk with Angel. I am Angel. I'm a Google Level 1 and Level 2 certified educator. Today, we're going to talk about Google Forms, and the topics we're going to go over are adapted from the skill checklist by Eric Kurtz. I'm going to put this document and the link to his form in the description box so you can access it if you would like later. Here are the topics we're going to talk about today, all related to Google Forms. If you are looking to get certified, this video would definitely help you. And if you're just looking to learn how to use forms for your classroom, you've come to the right place. This will help you do both. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to go to Forms, I'm going to go to my Drive and I can click New, go down to More, and here I have Google Forms. Notice my little arrow. I can choose to do it from a blank form or from a template. Today, I'm going to go ahead and choose blank form. Now, you could also get to it by typing in forms.google.com. That would also bring you to Forms. So here is my form. First thing I want to do is give it a title. I'm just going to title this one Sample. And I'm going to click over here, make sure that it has my title there and it's all saved in Drive. So now I am ready to start. So first we need to add a question, of course, but you could put a description if you want also. Then let's add our question. So it has the first question there for us. I always like to start my forms with a name so that I know who is answering. So I'm going to do last name, my first name. Now notice, Google knew what I was asking and it changed my response to a short answer text because obviously that's what I would want if they were putting in their name. But if Google did not choose correctly, I could go to this arrow and I could choose whatever kind of question I want. If I want a paragraph to be longer, multiple choice, check boxes, whatever fits, whatever you're asking, you choose right here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a short answer because that's what I would want. Now, if I'm doing this as a quiz, I'm going to need to go to Settings, and here are my choices. If I want to collect email addresses, if I'm doing a quiz, I probably want to limit it to one response. Edit after submit, that's up to you, but usually when you do a quiz, unless you want to give them a second chance, you would not let them edit after they submit. And then if you want to let them see summary charts and text responses, you can choose that there. The presentation of it, if you want them to see the progress bar so they can see how far they are to finishing the quiz, you can click that. You can choose to shuffle the question order, which will put them in a different order. So if they're sitting next to each other, they wouldn't have the same question as their neighbor at the same time. And then you can choose a different confirmation message if you like. The standard one is your response has been recorded. But if you wanted to say, thanks for your work, you can type in whatever you want right there, hit save, and it would be done. Now we want to make it a quiz. So you definitely want to click on quizzes. And on this bar right here, we're going to click it to make it a quiz. Now I have options. I can release the grade immediately after each submission. If I choose this, then I probably want to have either multiple choice or questions that Google can grade for me. But if I have, like, say, an essay or a short answer I have to grade, then I would probably want to check later after manual review, and I would have to grade it and then return it to them. I can choose what the respondent can see. So when they submit, do I want them to see their missed questions? Do I want them to see their correct answers? And do I want them to see the point values? Again, all personal preferences for however you do your class or whatever kind of quiz it is. So check or uncheck whatever you want, and then hit save. Now, when I make it into a quiz, notice I have this answer key option, and I have the point value. I also have the point value up here. I also have the option to choose if I want it to be required or not. This question I definitely want to be required. If I click on my three dots, there's description and response validation. We'll go over that in just a second. Let me add my second question. What I typically like to do for my second question, or you could even put it as your first question, is kind of lock it, I guess you could say, in a way. This isn't any question that would be on a Google exam, but this is something that people sometimes like to do for their classes. So I'm going to put pin for my question, and it's going to be a short answer text. So response validation has been added. That's what I want. I want response validation. It's going to be a number. You can choose text, length, or regular expression. I usually like to do numbers. And you want to choose that it is the same. So equal to, and then you're going to put the number. So let's just say 2756. That's my PIN. And this means that the students have to put in this PIN number in order to take the test. If they get the answer wrong, I'm going to go to my answer key, mark all other answers incorrect. The correct answer, like I said, 2756 is the correct answer. I do not want to have this have any points, but mark all the answers incorrect. And done. So the correct answer is 2756. If they type in anything else, they're not going to be able to get in. I want to require it. And then I'm going to add a new section. So after section 1, continue to next section. That's what you want to do in this part to have the PIN. So then in my next section, let's just title it quiz. And you can put a description if you want. So now we have our actual questions. Okay, so for our multiple choice question, I'm gonna put, what month is it? Now, notice it gives me suggestions of what answers I might want to choose. I can type in my own answer if I want, or I can choose from the answers they give me, and I can just click on it and it puts it down there. So I have my answer choices. So I need to mark my correct answer. I'm going to go to answer key, and the correct answer would be July. And then I want to add my points. I'm going to make it worth 2 points, and done. So for every question, you have to make sure you go to answer key. I want it required, and then I'm ready to move on to my next question. You can also add in images or videos. Let me go back to the question. If I wanted to add an image for this answer choice, I can click add image. And it pulls up what you see in most other Google products where you can insert images. I could upload it from my computer, camera, URL, photos that I have saved, my Google Drive, or I can do a Google image search. So let's just do an image search. Type in January. I'm sorry. Let me type in July. I think that was the one I had chosen. And here are my image choices for July. So I want to put some fireworks because that goes with July. So I'm going to click the image and insert. It's loading my image. You'll see it pop up in just a second. So I have my image here that it has now added to my answer choice. I could do that for each answer choice if I wanted. If you have younger kids, you might want to do that. Or just for some other questions that you have, if you need to add a picture with it, you can do that there. Now notice this bar on the side. I'm going to go to my next question. I can add a question, import questions, add a title and description, and I can also add images or videos. And then of course this is the add section. Remember we did that at the beginning to do the PIN. So let's just say I want to add a video. Once again, it opens up and you can find a video right here. You could put in YouTube search, or you can do it by URL. If you had a video you already knew from YouTube, you can add it right there. So to find a good video, I'm just going to type in mitosis, because I know we'll get some good ones with a topic like that. And it's searching. Okay, so now it's come up with all these different videos on mitosis. So you can look through, find whichever one fits, select it, and hit select. And it's inserted the video. So I'm going to say watch the video and answer the questions below. So the students will watch the video. Then I want to add a question. And my question here is going to be about this video. So what is mitosis? And I can choose if I want it to be multiple choice or a short answer, however I want. I'm just going to put in some letters to make it quick and easy. Notice my suggestions. I can click Add All. It gives me A, B, C, D. And the students would choose the correct answer. I want to go to my answer key. We're going to say that C is the correct answer. We're going to make it worth 2 points. And I'm going to give answer feedback. For the incorrect answers, I want to say, please rewatch. Oops, not clicking right here. Please rewatch the video. For correct answers, I want to say, great job. Notice you can also insert links or videos for your feedback as well, and then you want to hit save. Now again, you can edit if you change your mind, or you can delete it altogether if you would like, and then you're done. I want to make it required. Now, another thing I want to show you, which is really cool, is go to section based on answer. I'm going to click right here, and notice it gives me these drop-down choices here. If I click, I can go to section 1, I can go to section 2, or I can submit. So let's say A is the wrong answer. So I want them to go to section 2 because this is section 2, and I want them to rewatch so that they can get the correct answer. So if they got it wrong, I want them to go to section 2. Now the one they got right, I want them to continue to the next section. Or if this was my last question, I could choose that I want them to submit when they're done. Oops, section 2. And they would have to go back to section 2 and rewatch, redo the questions until they get it correct. So you would have to do different sections if you wanted to do different questions that way. But that is a really handy tool right there, especially if you're trying to reinforce things. That's very handy to use. Up here, we have the theme that we can customize. You can choose images to put in if you want. You can choose a theme color, background color, font style. So you can change it however you like. See, I made it blue. Those are just personal preference things. The eye is a preview, and if you click on that, then you would see what your students will see. Notice, because I put in the pin, they have to put that in first. So they have to do 7, 5, 6. Is that correct? Oops, I gotta put my email address. And I have to put my name. Let's see if I put the pin correct. Oh, I did. So now I am on to the next part of the quiz. This is exactly what the students see. What month is it? See my picture for July? I didn't put pictures for the other ones, but I'm gonna go ahead and select July. Watch the video. Remember, C was the correct answer. Click next, because this is the last part of this section. And now I'm able to submit. So I hit submit. And see my custom response I had there. Thanks for your work. It's there. So that's exactly what the kids will see if you hit that preview button. To send your form, you're going to go and hit the send button, and you can choose whether you want to do it by email. You would have to type in the email addresses here, and it has a subject, the message. If you want to include the form in the email, you would click there. Otherwise, just leave it unchecked. And here you can add collaborators. Just like any of your other Google products, you can add people to it to edit it or view it, however you want to do it. So you would just type in their name there and hit done, or get the link and you would hit copy link, and you can email it or whatever you need to do to send it. You can get a link right here. You can shorten the URL, copy it, and then you can go in and put in your Google Classroom. That way the kids can go directly to it. Or you also have the embed HTML that you can use as well. So you have different ways you can send it. If I click on my 3 dots here, the more, I have the options to undo, make a copy, which would make a copy of this exact same form. Say some people already answered it. You want it different for another class, so you make a copy and you would have a new URL for each class if you wanted. Move it to trash, get a pre-filled link. That's another way that you can share it. Print, add collaborators, and then you can also do the script editor, add-ons, and preferences. Those are things that you can choose to do with your form. Okay, so you created your form, you shared it, now your students have taken it, or if it was just a survey, your people have answered it, and now you want to look at their responses. So notice up here it says questions and then it says responses. Now it says one because just when I did the preview a while ago, I answered it, so that is the one response that I'm going to have. So when I click here, I can see a summary of everybody's answers for each thing, each question. I can see each question and see how they answered. Notice I can add feedback here. It's an ungraded response. I can add feedback for them. So if you had something there that was a longer answer, you had to grade yourself, that's where you would do it. And you can see individual, where you could see each person's individual answers, what they got right and wrong as you go through. Now notice up here also accepting responses. I can turn that off when I'm done. I don't want anybody else to be able to take the quiz, or I'll turn it on when they're taking it. I have my 3 buttons here, which give me options to get email notifications for new responses. So if you're doing some kind of survey, that might be an option you want to choose. Select response destination, download them, print them, or delete them. This right here is great, the create spreadsheet. If I click here, you typically want to create a new spreadsheet, or you can select an existing one, but I'm going to do a new spreadsheet and hit create. And this is going to put all of my answers into a Google Sheet. So I have very easy access to it. I can manipulate my data if I want, make charts or graphs, whatever I want to do with it. Everything is there. I have a timestamp of when the date and time they took it, their email address, their score, which I can use to input my grades, the names, and then each question is here. Very, very useful. And everything goes to this sheet. So if my form is still ongoing, it's still going to be putting information in here until I stop accepting responses. So you don't have to worry about creating a new sheet each time. It automatically puts the same information into the sheet as long as your form is available. Okay, so I think that is everything that you need to know about Google Forms, a very useful tool for educators and very easy to put into Google Classroom. Just share the link there and the kids can take it directly from Google Classroom and it'll grade it for you, most of it, like I said. If not, then you can go in and grade it yourself. Notice the release score button here. I forgot to point that out. But you release it, you can put a message if you want and send emails and release. And there you go. You're all done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful and it helped you in your teachings. And have a great day.